it's weird, and I'm gonna have an opinion on myself, but like I think it's weird to converse with like a 14-year-old, 15-year-old. That's it's just weird to me. But I think that if someone has an opinion of I don't want to have a 14-year-old in my room, great. That's a good opinion. I agree with the opinion. If someone's like I'm gonna have a 14, I think it's weird. But again, at the end of the day, if the app allows it, just like how video games allow kids to be on online chat rooms and social media allows kids to have Instagram.
Thank you for calling Parkway Bank, Jefferson Park Road. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. For a listing of our branch hours, press 1. Otherwise, please stay on the line.
Hi, this is John Kitover. I just got a call from the bank. I tried to open a checking account there yesterday.
Oh, sure. Do you know who you spoke to?
Yesterday? Yeah, the gentleman on the front right, and then I think the bank manager.
Benjamin?
Yeah, Benjamin.
Benjamin? Sure. Your name is John?
Yes.
Hold on a second. Thank you.
I'm on hold with the bank.
Hi, John. Thanks for holding. I believe Robin, our manager, called you. I'm going to transfer you, okay?
Okay, thanks.
So much.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, fine. Thank you. This is Robin. Did you get a chance to listen to my message?
Oh, I'm sorry, my phone didn't show the voicemail yet.
Okay, because I also don't listen to every message I get. So the answer is we can open the political account for you. So a couple things I wanted to mention is in order to open it, we would need the filed FEC form. Okay, so I pulled a blank statement of organization from their website yesterday just to familiarize myself with it.
Mhm.
It's very similar to the state forms.
Okay.
In the section with bank or banks, because some people have more than one, I do see that it's asking for the name of the bank and the mailing address, but this form, if I pull the proper one, is not asking for an account number. Which typically they would not. So, so I think you'll be okay with that. For the account, just a couple things that I wanted to mention is we would need, you've got the EIN number.
Mhm.
We have the filed statement of organization. You probably, I'm not sure, you know the ins and outs of it, but for instance, in the state of Illinois, the treasurer does need to be on the account. Sometimes the candidate is the treasurer or whatever works. If for you are an existing Parkway customer. If other signers are being drawn in because they're on your organization, that's fine. They would just need to be sure that they have current IDs that have their current street address. And I know for some folks that's been an issue with the DMVs, requiring appointments and things like that. So they might want to get working on it. For the account, it would be opened as a Parkway small business checking account, and that account is opened with $100, but after that point, there is no minimum balance requirement on the account. Do you have any other business type accounts, sir, or to this point you've had like personal accounts?
I've had business accounts in the past.
Oh, okay, so you know that some banks may charge you per, so for instance, if you're making a deposit with 20 checks, banks will charge per transaction on a business account. So at many banks, your deposit with 20 checks is considered 21 transactions. At Parkway, it's considered one transaction. There are 150 free transactions per month. anything electronic, in or out, does not count as a transaction.
Okay.
The one thing I did want to point out to you is that at the present time, although we are approved to offer Zelle for business, Zelle has not installed it with Parkway.
Right.
So we would not be able to accept any Zelle transactions
Right.
into or out of the account. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward, type of account. It's just that we would need the filed, FEC form for us to open the account.
Okay, that sounds good. Let me print that off, and I'll come on over.
Okay. Well, that you're going to have filed they're going to file, when I say filed, you're going to file it with them, and they're going to kind of return it to you.
Right.
With their acknowledgement. So
Right.
once you've got that, yes, we'd be more than happy to help you.
Okay, I really appreciate the call back. Thanks so much.
Okay.
And have a
Thank
great day.
you.
Have a great
Take
weekend.
care. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Isn't that funny? She's like telling me how this works, and she's like a bank manager. She's become like my campaign manager, because my other campaign manager, Max, apparently he doesn't understand the flow, which is required. Okay, so Parkway will open. It's so funny. It's like, what do I say to the bank manager? Well, go ahead and send me the form that you pulled so we can confirm we're talking about the same form. Isn't that funny? This is like such a dance. It's so stupid.
To adopt or it would be rational for you to adopt R. Whether it's humanly possible or not is like a different question. I mean, it's fine. You can just hold R to be a hinge, or that it's indubitable, or it's one of the background things that you start with. But that's just just like where you hold of R, a Christian can hold of God or something. It's gonna be like the way you hold R a hinge. I'm just gonna hold God to be a hinge or something, and that's what it keeps.
We didn't need to do this whole thing about like the demons and the pills and all that. I after we went through it, I think it's obviously just directly isomorphic to, hey Sam, here is an argument for why you shouldn't trust arguments. And then like, how should I handle that? Should I believe it or should I not believe it?
Well, again, just like follows the
steps. Should I believe the argument that I shouldn't trust arguments, or should I not believe it?
There's like no dilemma there. Like if you're starting out from the step that there can be successful arguments, you can accept the argument. Once you accepted the arguments, you can't accept the success of any arguments, but you're already going to be holding the views that there are no arguments that work, and you only got to that view because of the argument.
Yeah, so you seem to think there's like this delayed epistemology where like you like absorb the pill and then shit happens. I'm saying when someone's saying, hey, here's an argument that arguments don't work, you just say, oh, okay, well, if you're right, if you're right, I should not believe you.
Right. The same response is both of them shutting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, there isn't some kind of a dilemma here or something. Look, there is an argument to not R, and once you
aware of that and said, if that scares you off, I understand it can make people uncomfortable. And as a mother of 2 daughters, I was a little cautious about being anywhere with him that wasn't greatly public. And if the room got inappropriate, I, was uncomfortable at first. And then when others began to express their discomfort in various rooms, and I learned that Christian's mother had gotten on the mic to tell the room that she was aware that he was there, that she was, you know, had talked to him about it, and that there was that testimony. I, you know, was more assured, and I became friends with Christian, and the rooms that I found him in were topics about politics and philosophy.
Yeah.
He wasn't going into rooms titled something adult sounding. He wasn't looking to.
So, yeah, the bank just called me back and they said that I can open a political campaign account there, which is good news.
Banking ass nigga.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run for Congress. And my friend Max, the campaign manager, as they mentioned to you, they just asked for address and banking. You just need the bank to give you the green light. Okay. So this Dr. Jasmine Love bullshit is pretty funny. I think it's all gay, you know, to sit there and talk about a 14-year-old and center a 14-year-old kid on this app. And the grandmother sounds very strange.
And on that, I also have to go.
Also, there's
soon.
a lot of like.
So thank you for having me.
There's a
Can
lot
you
of.
bring up this wolf gang who keeps crying?
No, I'm not. We're not turning that. No, Brett, we're not turning. I see him in there wanting. He just want to come up and have a back and forth. That's not what this room was about.
What's the wolf gang thing then? I don't know what this guy's going on about.
We're not. Yeah, Brad. We're not gonna. Leave it in the chat, please. I don't want to be on stage about that. Hey, what's going on, Greg? What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. I know Tulsa. You've been waiting. Tulsa, go ahead. You got the mic.
Hey, g'day mate. Hey, g'day Sig.
Hey, what's going on?
Brian, this is Brian. Know me as Dr. Elmo. So, Brian, hello. First of all, I want to say to Brad, whatever Brad said, I suppose you know it's very difficult these days to monitor what's the kids have been exposing themselves to these video games and all that applications. It's very difficult. And now coming to Brian. Brian, I know you from the last 3 years. You have been sitting with us in a Jimmy and Connie's room in libertarian groups, and now we're with Anna's and Lisa's group. So I know this bloke from the last 3 years. I mean, he's a pain in the ass, no doubt. But he can be anything, and he can nothing like a groomer. He's a good lad. He's a responsible citizen. He has been a very good person, you know. And people are not stupid. We can read between the lines sometimes. I mean, we can figure it out from your jokes, on which jokes you're laughing. And he's a good lad. So calling him a groomer, there's something which I can never believe. And I support Brian, a backjack. Thank you.
Thank you, Tulsa. Doc, I saw you had your hand raised. Did you want to say something?
Nah, I was just saying, hey, to Tulsa, like, you know, I've known Elmo for a long minute.
Okay, cool. Wolfgang, I'm gonna bring you up, but here's the parameter I'm gonna set for you. I do believe in free speech. I want you to be able to get what's off your chest, but what I don't want it to be, and Brad, I'm talking to you too. I don't want it to be, we're not going to war here. It's not a back and forth. I'm gonna let Wolfgang up. He's gonna speak his piece, and we're gonna leave it at that. I don't want to turn this room. This is not what this room is about. So Wolfgang, go ahead and raise your hand. Come on up, brother. I'll let you up.
And Sig, he has been calling him racist, and I'm brown as fuck.
We're not, Tulsa, stop, Tulsa. That's what I'm talking about. We're not doing this petty shit on the stage. Stop it. Good afternoon, Wolfgang. You got the mic, brother. Come on.
Hello, chat. Thank you for seeing me. No, you guys seem to have a one-track mind, and I could tell that once somebody mentioned video games, and every person after that mentioned video games and equated a 14-year-old boy being on Clubhouse to playing video games. That's what we're not gonna do, okay? You guys are on Clubhouse. You know what Clubhouse is about. This is not for kids.
Oh my God.
It's not for kids. And yet, you could see he's in political rooms, this and that. You're not monitoring him 24/7, so you don't know, and you can't say that, okay? I wanted to address a few things, especially about Doc's personality, or who Doc is. I've known Doc on the app for 5 years, so your 3 years doesn't matter. I know who Doc really is.
The app hasn't been around that long.
Hey, stop, Doc,
says racist things.
Wolfgang, please, just give me a second, bro. Let me mod real quick. Doc, I look, man. When I come in your guys' room, I respect your fucking room. All I ask is to respect my fucking house. When I lay down some parameters, that's all I ask. I'm letting Wolfgang get what he needs to get off his chest. This is not going to be a fucking battle royale.
My apologies.
After that, I'm going back to the
My
chat.
apologies.
So we're gonna let Wolfgang get what he needs to get off of his chest, and then we're gonna move on to the next person that wants to say something. Wolfgang, you got it.
So, Doc.
And Sig, if you need somebody to pack him up after, I got you. If he wants to play.
No. Well, here's the thing. We're not gonna play on this stage. That's not what the stage is about.
Yeah, we're not. We already said that we're not.
Yeah, we can open up another room and have it there, but that's not.
That's cool. That's cool. I was just saying I got your back.
Okay.
And I don't.
Wolfgang, go ahead, Wolfgang.
Your community.
Wolfgang, you got it.
With Doc. Back to Doc. Doc's personality. I've known Doc for a long time, more than you, Tulsa. I didn't know if you're a man or a woman. This man is an alcoholic, a drunk. He says nigger on the daily, whenever he feels like it. He doesn't like black people. So for you to say, oh, he's a good guy, and everybody in here, he's a good guy, I've known him for a long time. You're just gonna write off the fact that he's racist and that he's drunk and that he fucking does basically whatever he wants morally or immorally. So no, Doc is not a good person. And I think a lot of you know that, and you're scared to say that because there's so many people in this room. I think that's what I wanted to say. And a 14-year-old boy on the app is not okay by any means. And if you think that's okay, you're appropriating it and you're relating it and trying to exclude what it really is and trying to, how can you say, trying to set an example of something else which it doesn't even connect. You can relate it to anything. It's not a 14-year-old.
Please do not come off mute. Hold on 1 second, Wolfgang. Guys, it's not difficult. Just stay on it. Look, the man has a right to his fucking opinion. You may not agree with it, but he has a right to his fucking opinion. Let him get it off his chest, and then we're gonna move to the next person. Stay on mute, please.
The slander on the grandmother and the mother, I don't appreciate because, that has nothing to do with them really. He's a teenager. He has access to the internet. He's gonna do what he wants to do. He probably watches porn like all the other teenagers. You can't regulate that, right? But what we can regulate is when a person of that age comes into your room, bright or not bright, smart or dumb. You don't condone that type of behavior, right? There are 50-year-olds on here. There are 45-year-olds on here. There are rapists on here. That's my piece.
Okay, I'm to be fair. Hold on. To be fair, I want to give Lynn a chance to respond. And guys, my main thing is to be respectful to Lynn. Okay, I want to be respectful to Lynn. I know how hardcore it gets here with my rooms and stuff, but I do want to show some level of decorum. That's why I want to keep it chill and not a battle royale. But Lynn, I do want to be fair and give you a chance to respond.
Okay, so children cannot, then they never will be, now that the internet is here, monitored 24/7. What is important is that we teach kids how to navigate the world as it is. And if there's a level of concern that my grandson has about anything that goes on or anything that he hears or sees, then it is up to me and his mother and his father to help him navigate, so that he knows how to manage. Christian is autistic, very high level, a little bit of savant syndrome, and so therefore he does not work around in the regular mold of a 14-year-old. And so therefore, I and his parents are working together to make sure that he's safe as much as we can be. And the biggest thing that we do is when we see something, we talk to him offline about what we saw and any concern that we may have on that, so that maybe he can be safe when we're not watching. It's not what we see. It's about teaching him what to manage. and how to manage it. And for those of you that think that we're not aware of what the internet can do, some of the I know Wolfgang, you mentioned the games. It's really bad because I've seen so much more on the games than he's actually come to me with on the on the Clubhouse chats. So the world is not kind, and it is really important that we educate kids. If you guys don't want to navigate with him, that's great. I totally appreciate that you're not comfortable. But for the ones that are thinking that we're not working this and being aware, we are, and our awareness is actually letting him do it with the idea that we talk to him and we educate him, and make sure that he's safe, not only when we're right there, but when we're not. It's like teaching the kids what the meetup plan is in a disaster. You can't keep them from being in the disaster, but you can help children navigate a disaster, and that's more where my plan is.
I need to address the empty platitudes and the fake outrage. All right, so let's all do this. Who's next?
Hold on. Let me get somebody. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, because I see some people got a lot of shit to get off their chest. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this room out. I'm gonna open up a room that way I can have the proper mods and set it up the proper way. Because I see some of you guys do want to go back and forth and have a discussion, which is fine. I did not want this room to be about that. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let me wrap it up. Let me close this out. And what I want to say is this, a couple points before we close it out. I would encourage everybody to challenge Jazzy on this. For one, she accused a man of something very, very egregious and did not provide the evidence to back it up. And when allowed a space to come in and let the world hear her side of the story with all these people in here, she failed to come in. Okay? I want you to keep that in mind. And when you see Jazzy, challenge her. Say, hey, where's the evidence? And see what her response is. And ask her, you had an opportunity to come into a civil room and voice your side of the story. Why did you not come in? Where everybody's here, everybody's involved, all the players here, where everybody can see and hear for themselves what transpired. I would question you to challenge Jazzy on this and see what the response is. The second thing I want to close out, the second thing I want to talk about is that with Lynn's grandson Christian, I've never ran across him. I didn't even know he was on the app until all this shit came about. But now that we all know who he is, we all know who Lynn is, this is a reminder to use discretion. So if he is in your space, understand that, okay? You can be 13 years old and be on this app. His guardians are allowing him to be on this app. This is America, folks. You gotta live and let live sometimes. You can't control every fucking body and every fucking person. Whether you agree with it or not, this is still America. People have a right to do what they want to do. But what I would ask everybody in this community is that when you see this young man around in spaces, clean up your fucking act, keep it professional, keep it mature. Some of the bullshit we talk and some of the topics we talk about, use some discretion as to not go into those topics when we understand and know that a minor is around. Third thing I want to close out with is, if you are aware of anybody that's underage, that's in your presence, that is possibly being victimized, or you know they're being victimized, there's inappropriate things going on, don't keep it about clubhouse beef. Call the fucking authorities. Do your due diligence to get to the bottom of it and get this person help. It's all of our responsibilities. The vast majority of us in this room have kids ourselves, and we understand how important and detrimental this is. So I was going to go fucking scorched earth to try to question and dig and whatever I can hand over to the authorities if something fishy came up. But Lynn, I trust your judgment. I take your word for it. And everybody here is going to be on the lookout for Christian. We're going to come together and make sure that if anybody is inappropriate or whatever, we're going to call them out, put a stop to it, and take it to whatever proper authorities, and as well get in touch with you and do our best to block it now that we have this information. But I do want to thank Lynn for coming in. I want to thank Doc for coming in.
Lynn has terrible judgment.
I want to thank Steve for coming in. Scott, I want to thank you for coming in. And you guys just, clearing all this up. And I'm so sorry and heartbroken that you guys have been accused of such egregious things. It just breaks my heart again. I hate seeing men accused of shit like this off of baseless fucking claims because some stupid fucking retarded ghetto hood rat bitch just wants to provide content. It's fucking stupid. All right, it's fucking egregious. Men are being slaughtered, their reputations are being destroyed, they're losing their fucking jobs, all based on evidence, non-evidence based accusations, and it happens all the time. Real quick, I'm gonna close this out.
I was just gonna ask you something real quick. If you want to go open the other room, and then I'll close this one down when you get that other room open.
Yeah. We'll both, okay, cool. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Well, I'll put it in the masculinity mansion. Absolutely. So, again, guys, if you see something with a minor, it's our fucking duty to step in. It's our fucking duty to step in. We have a responsibility. I don't care whose fucking kid it is. All kids are our kids. It's our job to fucking protect. So if you see something, you hear some whatever, don't fucking sleep on it. Don't sit on it. Do your due diligence and do your responsibility as a fucking adult. It's our job to protect these kids. With that being said, I appreciate everybody for coming in here. I hate that we had to come in here on this note, but I'm glad it's aired out. Everybody's here to see everything, hear everything. I want everything to be out in the light. I want everything to be out in the light and be exposed so everybody can fucking see it. So I appreciate you guys coming here. I'm going to dip out. I'm going to open the room. I'll send Brad the link. He can post it. And then you guys can go crash out, bang out, debate, do whatever you guys want. But I hope everybody has a great weekend. Everybody's safe, happy. Peace.
Thanks, Are you all done with me, by the way?
What's that, Lynn?
I said, are you all done with me?
So if you go to Jasmine's profile, my room shows up because she was in my room talking shit.
And telling your son something's up. Really appreciate you having here.
Dr. Jasmine, the paralegal.
It's a pleasure
I
meeting you.
bet you anything your comment gets clipped.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, guys, I'm going to start the other room, and I'll shoot Brad the link. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
Alright, I mean, it's like...
You guys can chat until that link gets posted up there, and then I'll tell you when I'm gonna close it down.
Respond to my request.
So, what do you think about the whole conversation in its entirety, Brad?
There's so much going on this morning.
I think it's more clubhouse drama.
Yeah, it is. But there needs to be, repercussions for the way that people speak on this place.
Well, I mean, you can take legal action, and the other thing is, you guys, she does this all the time, and the reason why it's a problem today is because the target is you. She does this all the time, all the time. And my thing is, the fake outrage is really interesting. If people, this app has terms of service. How do you know that I'm not 16? Someone put in the chat that inmate is 14 in prison. Great, I could be. You don't know who you're talking to. On this application, they allow minors to be on this application. So if you care so much about children, you don't know who you're talking to. Why do you have the application downloaded?
Say, bro, you not no kid, man. Stop that.
Coochie, you can speak after me. If you care and want to protect children so much, and you feel like children should never speak to adults, ever, why do you have the app downloaded? Why are you talking right now? You don't know who's a minor or who's not. This kid voluntarily told you he was a minor. There's been several times where it's been exposed that a person's a minor and they didn't say anything. If you have a problem with minors on this app, sue Clubhouse, delete Clubhouse, start a petition with Clubhouse. I don't think it's the right thing either, but when you're looking at what society is today, the internet is the internet. And the best thing to do for kids is to teach them how to protect themselves while they're on it, because the internet is their life now. The internet is a lot of y'all's lives, and you're adults. So imagine what it is for a child.
Well, that was the importance of this room, is to air it all out because of the egregious claims that are being thrown around, and it wasn't just me. I just ended up being the nearest focal point that brought it back to everybody else, and everybody's like, yeah, she says that about me too because of him. And these people don't even know who Christian is.
I fucking hate Jazz.
And
He's so fucking retarded. She always talking shit. I have no idea why people say around that. She's so stupid. What do people say to her?
Hey, when I tell you that in rapid debates, I've never lost except once, and it was to a fucking 14-year-old. You know how pissed I am? Because I used to be in debate club when I was in high school. So I like doing the debate. Even though I'm pro-life, I'll take the pro-choice side of the conversation, and I'll try to win. I'll try to win.
Link up top, so we got the new room open. So we got to click that link up top.
Save us from Doc.
I am Jesus.
Hey.
I just want to say I thoroughly have enjoyed, the roast of Dr. Jasmine Love and her paralegal services. I have thoroughly enjoyed this roast of Dr. Jasmine. And if you go to the Jasmine Love profile, you can actually view her response in real time as she's screaming in my room, as I'm restreaming your room. And for about 5 to 10 minutes, she explodes, and it's in her profile. You can actually see her respond in real time to your room as she's listening to this, and she's going crazy. And I had to turn the volume down, so I didn't actually want to really listen to her. But she, she used her ability to respond in the real time. I hope you enjoy.
I got a question.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, what's up?
You, right? You share stages with Jazzy all the time, and I said this in the room before it was closed, that she does this all the time, and the reason why we're talking about it right now is because the target is being put on someone that we know is false and that we have a rapport with. My question to you is, how come it's been so long? Why have you been around her when you know that she slanders people? She's an actual imbecile, legitimate imbecile. She's dull. She isn't interesting. All she does is talk shit. And if she has a room about any type of interesting topic, and she feels like you're saying something that's different than what she's saying, she's just gonna put you in the audience.
You haven't seen Jerry Springer?
Yeah, easy. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
So yeah, and that's a fair question and criticism, and Nate. So everybody knows.
Did you hear the answer from Tara Wisdom?
Am I going to be able to respond, or?
I want the answer.
Yeah, let's take the answer for himself.
Yeah, and that's fair, and Nate. Everybody knows I've had my beef with Jazzy and Shine. I've had battle royales with them. We got to a point where it's like, hey, I won't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me. Let's just be civil fucking adults and just exist on the stage. I'm at a point in my life, I'm in my 40s, bro. I don't have the energy to be fucking battling every goddamn fucking day, bro. I just don't. I utilize this app to learn, converse, talk shit, have fun, laugh, kick it with the guys, all that stuff. And that's what I want to keep it for the most part, okay? I don't mind having to go upside somebody's fucking head every once in a while, but that's not what I want to spend a bulk of my time doing on the app. So as far as Jazzy slandering people, people slander each other on this app all the time. My thing is, if it gets egregious to where it's about pedophilia, grooming, doxing, you're gonna murder someone, murder their family, and I'm talking legit claims, not, I always give Brad as an example, now I'm gonna rip your fucking head off your spine and shit down your throat, or spine out of your neck, or however Brad fucking said, y'all know what he says. I'm talking credible shit. That's where I draw the line. Once you take it off the app and go into reality and start really affecting people's real lives and taking food off of people's table, they're losing their jobs, they're being accused of really egregious shit that can carry out into the real world and have real world consequences. That's where I draw the line. I haven't seen, and I can honestly say I have never seen Jazzy take it to that point up until now, and that's where I put my foot down. That's where I put my fucking foot down. So, from your perspective, I can see that's a fair criticism. I can accept that. But from this point going forward, I will no longer associate with it. And it's not just Jazzy. Anybody on that level. Anybody on that level. I just refuse. Once your integrity goes to shit with me, talk all your shit. Bang out, whatever. But once your integrity goes down the toilet, I'm done with you. I have nothing else to fucking say to you. So, if that kind of explains it, inmate, that's the best I can give you, bro.
Can I jump on this? I'm sorry. Apparently I'm suspected of allergies. So the pollen down here is fucking crazy. But there was this whole thing. I wanted to respond to Wolfgang. I wasn't trying to pack anybody out. But I was going to respond to your comments in the last room. You mentioned about protecting kids, the internet, blah 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 blah. Go down. First, the app itself, we don't own it. As many times as people on this app and owned rooms and said they were going to change Clubhouse and they had all this power and sway. Some people say they have Paul's number, they have all of this stuff. Do you know how many times that these people listened? None. They do what they want to. They own the app. They want to set the terms of service. It's their app. If you don't like it, get off. There's Chatter, there's Twitter, there's Clapper, there's Twinkle Stars, there's I don't know, fucking know. There's a plethora of others. Now the other thing is you forget. And someone made a comment in chat like, oh, fathers wouldn't let this if there was a kid on the app because if the father was wrong. I'm going to stop you there. Because prior to the internet, we had the altar boy scandal. We had the Boy Scout scandal. We had the high school fucking wrestling scandal. We had the, before internet and social media, because that's how we discovered it, we found out about the sexual hazing of every fucking 18-year-old who went to fucking college before that shit became a thing. So all of this governed under adults and other kids and quote, people of responsibility. So the idea that somehow or another, it's just the internet. We've had to deal with shit like this our entire fucking lives since I've been born. There's always been that scare. There's always been that fear. And most of these attacks on sexual abused children occur under someone close, a family member. That shit happens. And if you are pissed off about that and you're talking about grooming and sexual predators, then when you see politicians say, well, we need to loosen up laws, we don't need to have tight laws, these are just people too, and they reference the groomers and the predators and the kitty touchers, then you need to go to your congressman or your mayor or your governor or your fucking president and say, no, don't let this motherfucker out. Don't let this happen. That's your job. That's you. You allowed this. So the plethora of fucking child predators online and out in the world are because you don't take the stand. Now you want to take the stand on Clubhouse and you're not worried about the collective society. I get that fake outrage, but I mean, you're barking up the wrong tree because I send emails, I write letters still, I fucking make calls, I petition, I donate to campaigns. You have to get out there and get informed. And the internet is not the only fucking problem. Like I said, the Boy Scouts, you should go watch the documentary. How many of those were all guys, all dads, fucking marching with groups of kids out there with father and mother's consent saying, oh, my kid will be safe, he'll learn good skills, he'll get a patch, he's gonna grow up to be a good, strong man, and turned around and these guys were passing kids around like fucking whiskey shots at a bar. That's really the truth of the matter. So, stop with the fake outrage unless you're really gonna say, you know what, we do need to change laws and start talking about that. Because if that's what you want to do, then I'm with you. But the full outrage and then calling Steve or Scott or even Doc, I don't even like fucking Doc. And he calling him, no. First off, Doc can't even groom himself. How is he gonna groom somebody else?
Listen, I totally agree.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
I agree with everything you said.
Doc, you know that.
I agree with you with everything that you said, except for your assumptions on what I do in my real life. Right? You don't know what I do. So
I was speaking to the collective, Wolfgang.
It sounds like you're speaking to me. If I'm wrong, somebody else let me know.
I just took your voice and expanded it to the collective.
Okay. Because you were telling me about my fake outrage and if I want to come on the app, and because you said you were going to address me beforehand, and I
was addressing your point. It's not a direct slur against you. It's not a direct text.
Okay.
Personal.
Okay.
It was just taking your point and expanding it out.
Because communication, a lot of people share your same point. It's about the point, not you.
Yeah, miscommunication. So let me reroute. I agree with everything you said. I don't hate you. I just feel like, again, with being a parent, and I'm going to be totally honest, you said nothing about fake outrage until somebody said something about fake outrage. So I don't like that you parent a lot of things.
Oh, wow. Okay, but Wolfgang, you did the same thing with the PS5 and Xbox comment.
I addressed it.
Wait, Wolfgang, this is the thing about the fake outrage for me. So there have been minors on this app before. On the black side, right? there was this one kid, he'd come into our spaces and he'd ask for money. And at first, I had the same reaction as Flora, as Dawn, as you. Hey, this guy's under 18. Kick him out. These conversations should not be. Guess what? He'd make a new account. The next day, he'd be there. He's there again. He's there again. At a certain point, the moderators in the room, we got his mother on the phone. We looked at his report card. And then we started sending him money based on his grades.
What?
Hey, little man.
The fuck are
What you
these
gonna
people
do
talking
now?
about? They looked
Yeah,
at his report
hey,
card.
let me get into it. Like he, let me get funny. Hey, little man, you're doing good in school. Hey, put your mom on the phone. Just at some point, the terms of service on this app allow young people to be on here. And no matter how outraged you are, I have no idea what the fuck this audio issue is. No matter how outraged we are, they're going to be on the app. Like I said, if you want to say that adults on Clubhouse should never speak to minors on Clubhouse, lead by example. Delete the app. How do you know that I'm not 16? How do you know that I'm not 16? You don't know.
I get your argument. I do. And I think what I have is not fake outrage, right? It was outrage at the moment. And I think you guys are only calling it fake because you see me do it here, right? But I only did it, and people only do it because they're subjected to it at the moment. So no, I didn't go looking for, let me see how I'm going to help out the children on Clubhouse today. No, I clicked the room, and you guys were talking about it, and so I said my piece. And yeah, I'm emotional. I get emotional when I talk about things that are passionate, or you get into a passionate conversation. So no, I'm not going to act like I advocate for this every day, every single day. No, it was a conversation.
No, I'm not saying that it was fake. I'm not saying that you don't care. I'm saying that when I say fake, it's shallow, and the reason why it's annoying to me is because then you besmirch other people's character who we've been through this before. I used to think the exact same thing as you, but these kids, they keep coming on here because they're allowed to come on here. They are allowed to come on here, and the vast majority of times I see any child in any space, they're immediately kicked out. They come back in, and then eventually adults are forced to deal with them, and we deal with them in the correct way.
Does anybody know, from what I recall, is when they implemented where 13-year-olds could come on the app, that there was a different side of Clubhouse that was just their home, it was just for them.
And it's irrelevant. Look at what Serendipity wrote. I think people need to look at the chat and actually read what Serendipity wrote. It's factual and it's accurate. And it's relevant.
No, I thought that there was just a different hallway for kids that were 13 years old, between 13 and 17, and then there was a different hallway for 18 and up. So we weren't supposed to they weren't supposed to intertwine, essentially, from what I knew.
No matter what the rules are, it's all about moral code, right? We can't do anything about these kids being on here. The most you can do is your God-given right to free will. You can remove yourself from the room. If you find out that information, you're not always privy to it. But this is why we get to know people. And at some point, I guess some kids are mature depending on their experiences, but you can only go based off so much. I like to conversate, with adults. And, I ask them, one of the first questions we ask each other is, well, what do you do for work? And we don't just surface level, we get into it. What do you actually do for work? How did you get there? What school did you? All of that stuff. A 14-year-old kid can't have that conversation.
What I think the solution to this is on all social media platforms across the board is that we actually should have some form of identification to prove who we are and our age. That doesn't go to public. That should be protected. I know that most of us don't trust giving our ID or proving our age. But if we do that, that would ensure we don't have this problem.
And, I agree. Honestly, and I think you guys have seen the documentary Social Dilemma on Netflix. Social media isn't even good for adults. And I definitely believe that social media should be banned for all children nationwide under the age of 18. I would go as far as 21 if I was a dictator, but definitely under the age of 18. There's no reason. But the thing is that it's legal. And my thing is this: think about a rated R movie, right? When you go to the movie theater as a minor and they said, hey, you're not old enough. Are you with your parent? So then, what's the difference between that and this? Because most of the minors that I've seen on this app are solo dolo. But this minor in particular, first of all, he's neurodivergent. So I feel so bad for him because he can't even have this type of conversation with his peers. Because I used to be
The fuck are you talking about? Neurodivergent? The kid is a normal kid, and all this shit about his condition is irrelevant and stupid. This is another stupid conversation about their stupid conversations.
Were you here, Tara? Were you here in the last room where his grandmother spoke about him?
Yeah, she sounds very strange to me, and I'm not a criminal investigator, and I don't want to know any facts or details, and I don't give a fuck about any of this. This is all stupid, and Dr. Jasmine Love is a stupid person as well.
So, Tara, are you saying that you care more about this child than the grandmother who follows him around?
I don't give a fuck about this story anymore. It's irrelevant and stupid, and this convo is stupid, and you might be stupid.
Hey, there is a chance I might be stupid. So if you don't care why you're here, and I
To roast Dr. Jasmine Love, and maybe you now.
Okay, then roast Dr. Jasmine Love.
Yes, please.
Yes, I would like to add to the court that Dr. Jasmine Love is a low IQ stupid person who wastes all her time talking about nothing. That's Dr. Jasmine Love. She's not a paralegal. She's an online stupid person who loves to waste your time with her stupidity. She tries to be the queen bee. She is a viper, or what we would call a spider, or perhaps a fisherwoman. She catches you in her net of despair and spreads her stupidity to your brain. It's called a mind virus and brain rot. Welcome to the world of Dr. Jasmine Love, the paralegal from hell.
But why do you guys still call her fucking doctor? I don't understand. See, this is where I can't understand.
I asked the question last week.
I mean, why not just call her Jazzy? Her name's Jazzy. Call her Jazzy. She's not a fucking doctor, and she's definitely not my doctor. So there's no way in hell that girl's ever gonna get me to call her doctor. Go fuck yourself, Jazzy. I'm not gonna call you doctor.
I asked the same question last week. You know the answer? I asked everyone in the room, because Jazz loves to hold intellectual topics, and then when it gets intellectual, she doesn't have the bandwidth to handle it, so then she starts kicking people. And I said, hey, because people like Stig were in the room, actual smart people were in the room, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, what? And I saw Jasmine this time left, I'm like, why is there a doctor next to her name? You know what they told me? Oh, it's obviously a joke. She's doing it ironically. She knows she's not a doctor. And you know, yeah, bitch, yeah, homie, I'm not a doctor. I did it. And you know how her fucking voice is. I'm sitting there like, okay, if this is what is entertainment to y'all, you know, whatever, that's my business. Hello?
Well, hey, what's going on, John? To be fair, inmate, yeah, no, 100%. But, you know, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying.
You remember the conversation I'm talking?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I this is one of the reasons why I fell out with her in the first place back in the day. Just saying stupid fucking shit. And then when you challenge it, silence, censor. But you know what? A lot of us just chalk it up to, hey, that's her room. She has the right to run how she wants. Once you start getting fucking stupid and goofy like that, then we'll just fucking leave. And you can start your own room and conduct the conversation the way you want. But I will admit, and I hate to admit this now after seeing her behavior and how she's conducted herself, is that, you know, there are times where you can have some fun, chill, laid back role play Jazzy and just shoot the shit and have some laughs and kick back. And that was the part that I...
Hello? Hello?
Good morning, this is Heather, the Illinois Department of Employment Security, returning your call.
Hi, I've been trying to register an account, but apparently I can't recognize it in the system. Sorry, I wish my phone, you know, it's a brand new phone. I wish it worked. You know, I'm not sure.
You see what I'm saying? You see how you're so irrational. You can't just sit there on mute. Like you can't just hear what I have to say and then respond. You see how out of control you are, and you're black, right?
Yo,
I'm sorry, are you black?
Finley, real quick, I want to point out an example, guys. While we're speaking of this, Kelsey, bring your black ass up here, woman. Let's go. Bring your black ass up here. Kelsey put in the chat. Let me go back. She said, watch how you talk about all black women at SIG. Specify the type of black woman you want to address. You dumb, illiterate bitch. Did you hear me not say not all black women before I went on my fucking rant? Did you not hear that?
He definitely said not all black women.
Did you not hear that part? This is what I'm talking about.
But that's what black people do. They don't listen.
Billy, I got this.
I'm sorry.
I'm angry now, motherfucker. Here we go. I need to get the fucking ether beat on. Bring your black ass up here, woman. Come on, come fucking come. You hear that shit? It's a dominance. Watch what you say. Watch.
It's bullying. She knows you mean it's not all. She knows
Can I just help
No. Mute up. You're not gonna cut. No. Mute up.
Kelsey is a man.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
You calling him a woman. I was just
whatever the fuck it is. Whatever the fuck it is. It's still
I think you need some sleep, bro.
Yeah, I do need some sleep. I've been up over 24 hours, bro. But here's the thing. It's still the fucking attitude of, well, not all black. It's fucking asinine. I prefaced my rant with not all black women. Why? Because I know some amazing fucking black women in real life and on this fucking app that don't fucking do the ratchet shit. They don't embarrass other black women. When you're talking about the Jasmine Crockett Society, and I was in a room the other day, all these fucking ghetto-ass black women champion fucking Jasmine Crockett, and these are the same black women that'll tell you, we don't like being stereotyped. Then why are you championing the one bitch that goes up in front of fucking public as a goddamn representative in front of the fucking world with them big-ass stupid fucking Venus flytrap eyelashes, that dead poodle hanging off, that Davy Crockett fucking cap hanging off the side of her head looking like a hot-ass mess, and going up there and cussing and fuck that and Hot Wheels and all? Why do you champion bitches that make you look bad? Why do it? Why can't you champion someone like what's her face? Who's it called? Maya Angelou. Why can't you champion the young black girl that played the Little Mermaid, the live action movie? Have you ever seen that young lady interview? She's the most classy, soft-spoken, demure, just a beautiful young lady. If you've ever seen her interviews and heard her open her mouth, you will fall in love with this young black woman. Why can't you guys champion black women like that? Why do you have to go after the Glorrillas and the goddamn Sexy Reds and the fucking Jasmine Crockett's and the Maxine Waters, all these ratchet ass bitches that make you guys look horrible? Horrible. Go ahead, I'm done. You guys want to chime in?
Well, to be fair, the one from the Little Mermaid, she likes hood niggas, and that's why she got pregnant by hood niggas. So sometimes they don't go after them because they know that's not their type. These women don't want nice men. They don't want nice black men. They want hood niggas. They really do. Absolutely.
Wow, that sucks for them. You can't stop talking like black women are a monolith, and then like trying to separate yourself from
They get the fuck out of my room, bro. We sitting out on the ground. I'm done with stupid fucking low IQ, 2 brain cells rattling around in your fucking metal tin can skull. Get the fuck out of my room, you idiot.
Well, where is Dr. Cray at? Because I've heard some of his mind blender, and now he works for Sony. So clearly, Jerry Springer can monetize. And that's why these people are able to survive in the real world. Because they can hypnotize like peacocks rustling their feathers. That's what they do. That's how they survive.
Yo, Adams, what's up, man? What's going on, bro?
Last night, it's one of those things, bro. I actually filed a complaint with the FBI, and not pertaining to this situation, but you disagree with black people on this app. Now all of a sudden your address is being read up into rooms. Now all of a sudden people are threatening gang violence. So hey, when the FBI kicks in your front door, don't be surprised.
And this is the reason why I agree. What they don't have any power. It's almost like hypnosis type thing. We're afraid of them. We're afraid of black women, and it doesn't make any sense. I see children being corrected more than black. It's crazy. If a black woman says something, I've seen black women say the craziest things, and then I can feel the majority of the people in the room, whether it's real life for on this app know she's bugging the fuck out. But what do they say? Keep it player. Just let her be her. Not too much. Any if you say anything, you're sassy. You hate black women. You don't know what she's going through. Well, white supremacy. Listen, man. The reason why they get away with it is because they know that they can. The reason why they run around and slander everyone, even though they live with their mother and they can't take care of their own children. If a man came on this app, if a person with a penis came on this app and talked shit about everybody for 4 years, and he was living with his mother, and he was a baby daddy, he would be embarrassed in less than 30 minutes. In less than 5 minutes, he'd be exposed. But let it be a black woman. She's gonna be given a club, people are gonna vibe with her, people are gonna kiki ha-ha, and then when she starts talking shit, even though we all know who the fuck she is, no one's gonna say anything. No one's gonna say anything.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. She was bragging to some chick last week. She was bragging to some younger chick last week about how much money she had in her account, and I wanted to say, yeah, because you live with your mom, bitch. You know, I mean, fucking, if I was living with my parents, I would. But I'd have fucking a bunch of money too. You know, not paying rent and shit. Like, so that's, you know, it's a little bit dishonest. You know, she was tearing some chick down because the girl didn't have as much money. She was showing her, you know, pay stubs.
Is this your first time tuning into the Dr. Jasmine Love Show, where she puts down people to make herself feel great?
I got all this money, yeah, because you're living with your mother, okay? But I didn't have the heart to say it, and I was at work. But still, it's like, you know, that's some dishonest fucking shit right there, chick. But you're right, if some man was doing that and he knew he lived with his mother, they'd laugh him out of a fucking room.
This is a common reoccurrence every 6 to 12 months where a ghetto wretched woman who's always spoke out of turn.
Let's be honest, she's more than ghetto ratchet. She's a paralegal. And she really understands how to do research. She's got Google down cold.
So this happens though. This is a reoccurrence. 6 to 12 months. A ratchet black woman, not even black, I guess, because I think Shy's Puerto Rican or whatever she claims to be. So, but this happens where a ratchet woman goes off and says something that's just a little too egregious where now everyone, because, you know, they'll create conflict with so many people around them and burn so many bridges around them that they have to be moderators in their own rooms and kick people down because of what they've done. And then they finally say something that's just a little too far out where everyone goes, okay, but like, that's why Shy's not on the app anymore. Because she dogged someone too much and shows them called her out for it. And so that's why you don't see Shy on the app anymore.
Oh no, what a tragedy, Dr. Keegan. What a tragedy. Somebody took responsibility for their life and decided to disconnect. Personal responsibility.
She might have been on the app, but like she's not talking in rooms anymore. She's not trying.
Dr. Keegan, how do you find so much time during the middle of the day when you should be fixing cars to pontificate on Shy? I mean, this is fascinating, Dr. Keegan. This is fascinating, Dr. Keegan.
I like that. To pontificate, he's not.
Pontificate.
Although I will say, you know, Keegan is the one who likes to call women hoes and bitches because of what they wear. They look a little sexy, you call them whores. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, there are a lot of females.
Well, there are some whores out there in the world. I mean,
Right, it is what it is. Like, okay,
I appreciate a woman looking super sexy. Are you gonna judge and call her a whore and something?
If you look like you should be dressed like at the red light, then you're a whore. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, everybody. This divulges back into low IQ stupid people talking about nothing, wasting their time every day. Wow, Dr. Keegan, what an amazing gaslight for the audience. Wow.
you should never be in the grocery store with blue shorts on. That doesn't even make any sense. Like,
I want all to pay attention where the conversation is now. The reason why this keeps happening is now the conversation is slut shaming, oh, why are you talking about women? The white knights have come out. This person slandered a person and called them a grooming pedophile.
Right, a black woman.
Meanwhile, she's been on the app terrorizing everybody. Meanwhile, she has a bastard child. She's a baby. She's a walking stereotype. A loudmouth imbecile.
And don't you think she lives with her mom?
Let the roast continue!
And if anyone says anything, don't shame women. You hate women. Shut up.
Roast!
We have issues because these pussy ass niggas are fucking pussy, bro. And they let these women do anything, and as soon as they're attacked, now they're the victim. This is the reason why it happens.
Did somebody invite me to a barbecue? What are we eating? Dr. Jasmine Love, the psychologist clown house.
Cat Williams said that this is going to be the year of truth. And what I've been seeing in my real life on the internet, and all of the liars are being exposed. All of them. All the liars are being exposed. I don't care. It hasn't been a year yet. It hasn't been a year yet. This is the age of truth. All of the liars are being exposed.
What's up, Sig? So I leave for like, I don't know how long, and I come back and there's drama. Fucking surprise.
Yeah, honestly, I think that people that lie about things like this deserve to be in jail. Like, that's not okay. Lock that bitch up.
Hey, you ever notice how a woman can lie on a man and say that he did something, and if they find out that he didn't do it, she has like no fucking consequences, but the man has a stain on his name?
Yeah, that's not fair.
Ain't that shit fucked up?
Hey, on the real though, I mean that happened to me. You know, going back 2016.
Yeah, bro. Bro.
Hey man, but I mean,
What happened to you in 2016? What happened? What you keep saying that for? What happened?
Did you ever notice how this app isn't exactly like a source of information? It's actually more like a bullshit manipulation hypnosis.
You or something, and they just made up a lie about it, or what happened?
yeah, it was a lie that was made up about me approaching somebody's daughters on a bus, even though that bus has cameras, even though that woman never went to the police or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that I've had that happen. The people that brought this up to try to shame my name because they were being busted out for pedophilia, you know, they try to use that.
Well, how did they find out about the situation? How did they find out?
Did you pull the bus camera footage? Did you contact the bus company to get the footage from the bus?
Clubhouse wasn't open in 2016, so are you saying that it happened off of Clubhouse?
Because that bus has got the footage of you not approaching those young girls, Dr. Rayabia.
The outbursts are out of control. He's acting like this is crazy.
I'm sorry, I thought this was a barbecue. Yo, doctor, I thought this was a barbecue for Dr. Jasmine Love. Sorry, I didn't mean to loud mic. I'm just saying you could have contacted that bus company to get that footage of you not approaching them young girls.
Shit is not funny. I mean, but no.
It's not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be a barbecue.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you not contacting the bus company to get the video footage of you not contacting those young girls on the bus? Dr. Rayabia. I'm sorry, but I gotta call out stupid conversation when I hear stupid conversation.
What did you hear that was stupid? Okay, well,
I said he should have contacted the bus company to get the footage of him not approaching the young girls on the bus, Dr. Rayabia.
I mean, if I pull up the big mic, I'll do it. But to answer your question, Bentley, no, I was just bringing that up because I've had that happen to myself, and it's off of Clubhouse, by the way. There's no documentation because nothing happened, nothing like that. It's just it was a false accusation by a woman and her daughters, and they perpetuated.
Also, the daughter said that. The daughter said you did something to her.
Right, or the daughters. And but the thing is, though, I had a conversation with.
Well, you can't be that upset. She's gonna believe her child. I would believe my child.
No. Yeah. But here's the funny thing, though. That same, in since 6, and mind you, because motherfuckers always talk about it's the white woman, but the black woman, I don't know what the fuck her problem was.
What were the ages? What were the ages of the people on that?
I think the whole point that's being made is that a woman can put a false accusation on a man.
Oh no, women be lying. Absolutely.
That's my point.
Happened to me.
Yeah, I'll just give this. Let me just.
You see, insecure men accused of being groomers when they're not groomers, and yet they cause a big stink about it. Maybe them people are just insecure with the accusations on a social media talking app about nothing.
I don't know who the fuck is talking. Shit is not funny. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm just saying I'm using that as a backdrop to say, yeah, I mean, it can be very, very detrimental to somebody's reputation in any particular community or what have you. I'm just saying, like, with that
black woman that did that to you, right? It was a black woman.
Right.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
It's always
Shakedown.
You know what's fucked up is that and mind you, I hugged it out with this woman, years later, and everything, she was like, yeah, everything's cool, it was all, a bunch of bullshit, because me and her had a very, very venomous back and forth over that, for obvious reasons for both,
What is this room even about anymore?
She brought the shit back up with a couple guys that I was putting out there for actually doing it, right? Because they wanted me to stop revealing shit on them.
My God, how much Hennessy have you had to drink this morning, Dr. Ray?
Hold on. I stepped away. I was doing work. Edmund, chill it out. Ray, go ahead and finish your stuff.
I'm up the limb right here. So, she brought it back up again with a bunch of other cats that wanted to ruin me because they were being put out there for their the works that they were doing, and brought it back up and then rearranged the whole story and shit. So, but the thing is though, like, there's no proof, no evidence, no police was involved, nothing, no bullshit ever happened because there was nothing that happened after that. And those individuals that corroborated that bullshit, they admitted that they fucking lied, and people still, to this very day are sitting up here saying, oh yeah, you were touching on little girls. Like, bro, if I was touching on little girls, I'd be fucking locked up, you fucking faggot. But my point is that this is what goes on in this faggot ass society known as America, because they allow whole ass shit like this to happen.
I don't know. I think we should do that. I think we should go now, though, right? But that didn't sound good. That's kind of a little off.
What do you mean? How did it don't sound good? The point, the point is that people get falsely accused. I'm utilizing my fucking testimony because this shit goes on all the fucking time.
Right. Now, if that woman would have got locked up for doing the shit that she did, nobody would be calling you anything because they now see who was full of shit in that situation. But because there's no consequences, you put this stain on this person. This person has to live with this shit for the rest of their life because people just believe rumors for some fucking reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I absolutely think that if someone is lying, they should be penalized for lying. But I am going to believe my child. So if my child comes home and tells me that someone did something to them, I'm definitely going to believe them. I'm going to shoot first and ask questions.
Breaking news. I just put a link in the chat with Dr. Jasmine Love going crazy live on Instagram. It's in the chat. Click the link. It's on the Instagram. Click it now.
Yo, fuck up, bro. Like, shut up. That shit corny.
What link do you want me to put?
Click the link in the chat. That's Dr. Jasmine Love throwing a hissy fit live on Clownhouse.
You're my favorite crash out song.
All right, so Bentley, let's think about it for a second. So if I have a child and my child tells me something happened, I will ask first. If I can't, I'll believe my child over everybody else. I will do that. I have sisters. I have brothers. If my sisters aren't even in middle school, if they told me something happens, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna crash out and ask questions.
It's Dr. Jasmine.
Then,
Yeah, and that's what happened.
but Bentley, what I see with a lot of, and this doesn't even have to do with the pedophile thing. What I see with a lot of people is when it comes time to ask questions later, we don't care.
So check this out.
So if we're gonna ask questions, if we're really gonna be about it, once it's actually shown that hey, this didn't happen, what happens next? And normally the only time that the man is vindicated publicly is if he's popular and people like him. If the guy has no social capital, nothing happens. On paper he's vindicated, but socially it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, check this out, man. I was
Right, because that's why this is getting blown up because the guy is popular.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was just responding to him. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know. I've been trying to get a fucking word in here for a minute, yo. Like in this.
You don't have to curse at me, but you can go ahead. Jeez.
Thank you. Okay, so that happened to a dude. I mean, this guy had to get his ass whooped a few years ago. I was in my grandparents' grocery store, and this manager woman who was managing my grandparents'
Do you know
store,
this guy, John?
she, for some reason, thought I was going to steal her
He
job.
used to go by another name called Mountain Man or Creekside. He's like a landscaper in Montana. Do you know him?
So she made up this rumor that I called this big motherfucker's.
What did you say? Yeah, Creekside. So, man, I can't believe they let me troll this room this hard.
Wait, what do you mean? What did you do?
Just like roasting Jazzy.
I mean, it's still the we need an acronym. It's the well, I guess there's low IQ dumb people wasting time talking about nothing is pretty short. What
It's
I'm
a
saying
mantra.
is, it's still low IQ dumb people talking about nothing, wasting time. So as even though it's really flooding your dopamine receptor right now, and you're just getting hit after hit of Dr. Jazzy dope, I just want you to remain cognizant, even though you are the coach and I am the student. I want you to remain cognizant of the fact that this is still low IQ dumb people talking about nothing, wasting time. Just don't want you to forget that.
And that's why he remembers.
Well,
simple fact.
See, I've just exited that room, and the now is all important. So let me competitively reframe what you just said and welcome you back to the Dr. Jasmine versus Dr. Sig Psychology Room, otherwise known as Low IQ Dumb People Who Talk About Nothing and Waste All Their Time.
Yeah. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we got. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. And that's what we're going to do.
Okay, but however, I'm not going to waste your time. You know why? Because I'm going to read to you from the Alter Rebbe. Because it's Shabbos, I'm going to turn you into a Chabadnik for just 10 minutes. 10, not 11. 10, not 9. I need your ears so we can direct beam and connect to Hashem and Ribbonei Shalom Shemayim. But, you know, I bought a bunch of books on Chabad, you know, or Tanya, basically. So, if you have a couple minutes, since I've spent so much time investigating the Dr. Jasmine Love episode, maybe we can rebalance the equation with some high-value wisdom and cleanse ourselves from the toxicity. Ooh, Nick is here. We have a minion forming. We've got a minion forming!
It was nice being in Israel. A few times these guys came up to me and said, "Excuse me, are you Jewish?" And I thought they were going to like ask me to do something on this. I mean, they were going to ask me to do something, but I thought it was like in New York they were going to, you know. But they said, "Can you come for the minion? We need you right now." What? If you're not Jewish. Right. Well, I wasn't able to go to their minion. Because I was going to drink and smoke.
You're not Jewish?
Okay, I'm gonna change the room title to Chabad Minyan is forming. Chabad Minyan. Are you Jewish? Oh man, you know yeah, that's funny.
You owe me $40.
Oh, I wish Danny would have stayed. We could have kept her behind the imaginary border called the what is it called? The Megitza, or what is it?
The gender border?
Yeah, what's the gender border called that they separate?
I don't know.
It's got a name. When I was in Jerusalem on Birthright, and we were like in there davening, and you look up and they have like all these little wooden slats, and you see all these women's eyes like peeking through the wooden slots. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. I was like, couldn't believe it when they really separate the genders. And I don't just mean with like, you know, a fucking 6 foot thing in the middle of the synagogue with some, you know, flowers or whatever on the top. I'm talking about total separation where all they can do is peek through little holes to look at you davening. I was like, wow. I was like, this is the way to do it. I was like, this is amazing. Because it really like creates an environment. You know, it really creates a very strong environment. Polarizes the place.
$40. You owe me $40.
All right, so I'm getting these phones set up here so I can make a recording. Oh, this isn't gonna work. Man, I'll tell you, Apple, it's got a lot of like failures. It's unbelievable. I can't actually create a short, but I can go live. Something's wrong with my microphone.